You're on.
Hi everyone, we're at Whole Foods. I'm Gloria.
I'm Patricia. I'm Ramon.
I'm Joel.
I'm Jeff.
So the way we started our company, World Food, it was all five of us. We were having lunch and we were trying to actually come up with a business idea. And we all actually had different lunch. So we're thinking, well, what about if we actually gave the opportunity of other people trying our different lunch? So that's why we decided to do a food truck and kind of bring happiness into other people with our different foods. So the agenda is going to be first problem and solution, opportunity and target market, technology, competition, marketing, management structure, financial projection, current status, financial thought, and close. So first the problem. So we're going to be having our food truck at the Fisherman Wharf, and it's going to be, the Fisherman Wharf, you all know what it offers, similar food, all the clam chowder, seafood, that's all they really offer over there. And also, there's a long wait. I personally waited an hour and 30 minutes just to get a table with my family. It was super annoying. And then limitations. So, for example, they all offer the same foods. Also, they have to keep the same menu. And there is only one spot. So, we found a solution for this problem. So, we're World Food, and we're going to be offering cultural diversity, also on the go, and minimum limitations, such as being able to change our menu, also having an app for our food truck, and being able to change the recipes.
Okay, so the opportunity for growth, here are a couple of charts. This one specifically shows the projections for how much people are going to be spending money on fast food within by 2020, which goes up to $645 billion. So there's our opportunity for growth because we are a food truck. It isn't a brick and mortar restaurant. It's generally a faster paced eatery. So we go on to our target market, and then we are specifically going towards millennials. As you can see, I found a lot of titles like that for articles. Millennials are the food truck people. Along with that, we are going to be going after tourists because, like Gloria was saying, we will be focused around the wharf, very touristy area. Monterey Bay is well known for things like that. The aquarium itself is ranked number 2 in the United States. And along with that, you can see here, between 18 and 34, are the people that spend the most money on eating out, followed by 35 to 44 years old. So that's what we are going with, millennials and tourists.
WorldFood will provide an app which makes it possible to interact with the surrounding. You may know those kind of apps from your airplane flights. The app will access a database of text and short video clips, which makes it possible to entertain you while you eat. The media library updates automatically, depends on which culture we have today. So for example, if today is the day of Russia and we offer Russian food, you are able to read something about the Russian history and the Russian culture while you're eating. And also, the app will provide a function of ordering food, and it will show you where our food truck exactly is right now. So it is possible to check our location with the help of our app. Our next update will contain customer accounts, and that's what makes it possible to collect loyalty points, for example. And the app will be available on iOS and Android devices. But the competition, there is no big player in the industry, and our direct competitors are food trucks and casual restaurants. And actually, all those kind of restaurants have the same disadvantages. For example, they're either they're not opened on weekend nights, or they have a missing diversity. World Foods does not have any kind of these weaknesses, and that's what makes us unique.
Alright, so the way we're going to be able to market a food truck, basically we're going to try to maintain costs to a minimum. Created a Taste the World tagline, which I hope sticks to people's customers' heads, kind of like Nike and stuff like that. And then we use obviously free platforms like Instagram and Facebook, create a unique hashtag like encourage people to do the promoting for us, like hashtag food porn, and people put it themselves, and then that's basically free advertising for us. And in order to find out the customers' patterns and needs when they shop, how often, we're going to partner with an app called Belly. It's a loyalty program, the largest loyalty program for restaurants and so forth. And with this, we can basically figure out the patterns, what they like, what they don't like, and after they buy a certain amount of plates, you can give them a discount. Yelp is another platform that, whether we like it or not, we're going to be reviewed on, because people like to critique the food, if it's good or not, good service or not. So we need to get on top of it and manage this Yelp website, put photos, put our opening hours, and just include as much information as we can. And when we do respond to a negative critique, just be as professional as we can be. Also, we'll try to create a newsletter for each month, and the way we'll incentivize people to join our newsletter will be to give them a free meal on their birthday. And then, since we're going to be a new company, it's going to be hard in the beginning to spread our food truck, and so we'll try to invite food bloggers. There's a bunch of food bloggers that have a big backing of customers, and so once they come and try our food, they can write a couple of paragraphs, and hopefully this will create a chain of events and bring more awareness. And lastly, since we are a food truck, we have the capability of moving around, and we can attend local festivals, and this will try to minimize our marketing costs.
So Huntington team, I'm the CEO. Joel's the investor, especially since he's accounting. He made sure our financials were really good. And then Pat is the chef. She really helped us with the pupusas. You guys will talk more about it. Social media specialist, of course, Animal. Like, she honestly loves design, so she's the one that gave us really pop. And then Jeff, tech support. He's computer and design.
So I'm going to talk about financial projections. We actually did forecast for several dishes, but I'm going to talk about one specific dish called pupusa. So the first 3 months we're going to have a level of constant sale, and during the summer it's going to be increased tourism, so our sale is going to increase too. After the summer we are planning about having an advertisement campaign, so our sale in the end of the year could be increased. When it comes to current status, as a group development, we're still in the forming phase. If you guys remember Brad talking about the 4 development phases. And when it comes to our business, we have development market plan, product design, and financial projection. Coming up activities, we are planning to partner up with local suppliers and buy a food truck so we can start a business. And we had some issues that, like the first year we're going to spit in our own money, but the second year we want investors so we can expand our business. And the changes we had, we changed our business idea 3 times before we ended up having this idea. And our current revenue is $0.
Alright, so this is our financial solid. This is the point where we need you guys as investors. We're looking for $100,000 because the first year we will have losses, and we want to not have a negative loss the first year, and we want to be able to expand by more trucks, because at the rate we're going the first year, we're not going to be able to expand as quickly. And obviously we need a food truck, which creates a lot of the costs and commissary fees.
And then so, lastly, again, just review, the problem we are solving is that we are bringing change to Monterey Bay in the sense that we are faster, we are more ethnically diverse dishes. The opportunity is there because statistics show that food trucks are on the rise in popularity, and Monterey Bay is a very much potential spot for that. What differentiates us between our competitors is our different in dishes and our app-basedness and marketing strategy, Facebook, Instagram, finances. Like we said, we would be investing ourselves, but we would need you guys as investors as well. And now I'm opening the floor for any questions.
Go ahead.
So for the technology part on the app, you guys said you have like you said like the Russian is that going to be the only type of food you serve on a day, or is that going to be the popular food for the day?
I think we're still up for debate, like, because if we do that, we are going to limit. Yeah, so it was just an idea to create videos for a certain type of dishes, but we might have to adjust that.
Yeah, depending on the customer, like we're gonna see, like first do data and see what the customer prefers, and that's why we kind of want to start with Russian, and then also we're just gonna give a history of every dish. Yeah.
Okay, so did I understand that you guys are going to do a different country each day?
Yeah, that's kind of the same question.
Oh, that was not my question. I just want to understand. My question is, where are you going to keep all this food?
Yeah, so at the end I put, we're gonna have to pay commissary fees, which are locations where you, some places have like minimal 10 hours you have to go each month, $250. You basically, you store your food there and you cook it there, and it's approved by the government, so you need to have that place. So that's where we're gonna store the food. And the truck, we're gonna store like at my house, so we don't have to pay a warehouse rent, like an RV storage outside. But yeah, so we'll keep the food at commissary areas.
For your growth strategy, you mentioned potentially getting more trucks, which is
Yeah.
just, a logical idea, but as you hire more and more trucks, or buy more and more trucks, and hire more and more staff, is there a potential to expand your menu as well with the different cultural identities of the new staff?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that'd be the ideal, because if we start expanding and start going to different areas with different demographics and they have different tastes for different plates, then we are gonna have to adjust, and that's one of the things we're gonna have to be able to do quickly, because it's always changing, so we need to learn how to adapt, yeah.
You said you were seeking $100,000 for what? How much equity?
That's up for debate, that's negotiations between,
That's on the second
when
meeting.
we get to
So there's
that
a
point.
second meeting with us.
What do you say your company's worth?
We're at, I don't know, to be honest.
So then 100,000 be a lot, what would you do?
Well, because startup costs, I project are like 63,000, and the first year we're gonna be at negative 18,000, so that puts us like at 80. So I was trying to create 100 to create a buffer. So I mean, if you value adjust on assets and inventory and stuff like that, then it's worth like $80,000.
Did you guys look into like the cost of the regulations for parking at the one?
No, we didn't. We basically, we need to create a partnership, or either just park at a place for a certain amount of hours and then move, because there's a lot of vagueness in those kind of laws with food trucks. Because some cities like Chicago, you can't park within a certain amount of miles within a restaurant, so it just depends on the city.
And then for that, are you guys gonna build that from ground up, or are you guys gonna like, because I know like for some restaurants like Chow Now, where they like you build your kind of profile on there, you just pay a fee, and then you can use that platform to kind of not so much build your own app, but just use their platform to have the same services you guys are looking for.
I was gonna leave it up to Jeff to see the app concept.
So your question was if we build this app from zero,
Yeah.
or if we take a template, for example, and use the template. Yes, actually, it's part of the software development process, and we think about to take something like a template. That's true, but of course we will customize the app as much as possible. So there are some templates in the internet already. That's true, and that's all. That's also the reason what makes our app development much cheaper if we take those kind of template. But yeah, we will customize it as much as possible.
Yeah. So I just have one, which is what are the economics of a food truck?
Like the costs?
No, the economics in terms of how much revenue. So if you take a single truck, I'll give you my thought process so you'll understand it. So I would look at this business in terms of growth. Growth is more trucks.
Yeah.
It's not because you can only grow one truck to
Yeah.
a certain level. So my question is, what are the economics of a single truck such that when you multiply
Yeah,
it, you
so
get?
on an average, what I researched, once it's profitable, they'll be making like 20,000 a month once it's profitable.
In revenue?
Yeah.
Okay.
A month. Yeah.
Okay.
So, but like in the beginning phases, it won't be as profitable.
No,
Like,
yeah,
Yeah,
right.
so I guess on average, 20,000 per food truck revenue.
Revenue,
Yeah.
okay. And how much profit does that generate?
I saw like, I think it's like 11,000, I think it was.
So that's after paying for food
Yeah,
and
operations
labor?
expenses, yeah.
The customer. So you get $11,000 per truck toward the run in operating profit for the truck,
Yeah,
right? Because this is a business that you build up from each truck. Each truck is going to generate X number of dollars of profit for
Yeah.
that truck to the business.
Yeah.
And then the business is going to be how many trucks can you run and how much does it cost you to run those trucks?
yeah, that's why we need investors to expand quicker, because like I said, the first year we're gonna be 18 in the hole, and so that's why we need more money.
Yeah, I'd probably tell that story differently.
Oh,
we're gonna lose money, we're gonna lose money, so we need you to give us lots of money because we're gonna lose lots of money. That story doesn't, that dog don't hunt so well.
Okay.
But there's a growth story here, and as we build up these trucks and expand, we intend to end up with a fleet of 1,000 trucks at $10,000 per truck. 1,000 trucks, that's $10 million in, you know, now,
Yeah, got it.
right?
Long term, yeah, yeah.
That's what I'd be investing in, is getting the 10
Sorry if I
million.
discouraged you, I'm sorry.
You got one, last question. Yeah. You.
No, you. I don't have. Oh, okay. Oh, no, it was just kind of staying on the same topic. Would you guys consider franchising instead of just doing all, like managing everything yourself, like kind of building a model that could be followed by somebody else that wants to buy a truck?
Maybe in the future, but like right now, we want to keep it to, we want to be in charge of the quality of it. So if we start franchising, then the quality might drop. So we need to set a certain standards that each franchise needs to meet in the long term, maybe.
That's a great question, by the way. What other business models could they be using is always a great question. Okay, very good. Well done.